What else do you provide for your physical therapist in terms of their growth?
Sure. So we put a lot of emphasis on mentoring and training, both clinically and as far as conversation or communication to the clients. So how do we empower our team to be able to communicate the most effectively with each individual client every single time, and give them the support to be able to do that? Both the training when they come on and work with our team, the way that we the type of people that we hire to begin with, making sure that they have that foundation. Have they worked in customer service before? Have they waited tables? Have they worked at Starbucks? Have they, done those sorts of things?
Those are integral skills.
Those are so important.
Yeah, like they transfer over into every aspect, including this type of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, just dealing with difficult situations in as far as human relations, right? So those are all important skills that we want our team to have. And so then we put those people as team members, and then empower them further, work on that communication and every single time with the clients. And then for this type of client, how do we need to be able to communicate? Because the communication is not the same across the board for every single person. You're going to have to communicate differently based on what's going on at the time, based on what is the client challenged with, how old is the client, or a whole host of things that will determine how do I need to communicate with this client today. And of course, it can change day to day. I started seeing that when I was personal training. You might be
mood alters.
Yeah, you'd have one client where you'd have a 38-year-old trying to get big and lose weight, and they're excited about all these things, and then you have another person come in and they're absolutely in tears because their kid is getting picked on at school, and then you're spending the entire time. Oh, wow. And it becomes a psychological session, and you have to pivot.
Right. He still has a support.
Right. So personal training actually was a very good way to develop those skills as I went into healthcare, because you have to be able to pivot on a dime, because the next person that you see is going to be in a very different situation than the person you just worked with. You have to be able to pivot on a dime and meet the person where they're at.
Yeah, you say that often, and it makes perfect sense.
Yep. And coaching our team to do that as well. Yes.
And I was supposed to even encouraging them that's okay, that the system they came from, the expectations that were there in terms of filling hours or billing people according to just the session, like take time to actually get to know the individual.
Absolutely. And some of our PTs have been surprised when I'll tell them, no, go ahead and run over on time. If you're given this much time, but the evaluation goes longer, go ahead.
Okay.
It's okay.
Wow, that's different.
Because we've got to collect all that great information at the very beginning. When we do the full formal evaluation, we need to be able to spend the time, gather the information, make sure that the client is safe and secure, make sure that we have all the information that we can before we talk about a full plan. We need to have all the information that we can get. So if you need more time, take more time, and we'll empower you to do that. And our team will support that, and we'll find a way to work around that so you can get everything done that you need.